Hey, what's up, guys? So, in this video, I'm going to tell you a crazy story of some shit that just happened to me over this past weekend. As you saw from the title, I got sucker punched right in the face, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do about it. And I think some of you are going to be surprised. This is a very important video for me to make for multiple reasons. I'll go ahead and get to the story. So, I have this female friend. She and I are very close to each other. We talk to each other regularly and about everything. And we've been friends for some time now. Okay, she's also friends with my wife and with my kids. A couple months ago, she got involved with a man who became her boyfriend. She had already known this guy for some time prior, and he wasn't out of the blue. So when she got involved with this boyfriend, I would advise her, as I do anyone close to me, and specifically to make sure that she told this guy the truth about everything. I'm very against lying, but about me especially, that, hey, this is my guy friend, and we've been friends for a long time, and let him be on the same page so we're all clear about what's going on. That didn't happen completely. And that's part of the reason why this drama went down, okay? So on Saturday, I was out. I ended up bumping into a friend of hers who I met once before also, another female. Okay, so she and I spent some time together. We were hanging out, we were drinking, we had dinner, and we were having a good time. We decided later to go to a different place and meet up with that close friend of mine. All right? So we go there. We're all having a real good time. We're drinking. We're playing pool. Some random guys came up to me asking me to take pictures with me. I thought that was funny. They know me from YouTube. Whatever. No feeling at all about having any kind of problem or drama. Right? I had been drinking a lot that day also. It was a long day for me. So that part was my fault. And you'll understand why I say that later. My friend made a mistake. Okay? For whatever reason, she told this boyfriend that she was going to meet up with her girlfriend, who I was with, but she left me out of the picture and didn't say nothing about me being there. She fucked up. Right there. Big time. Mistake. So towards the end of the night, right, we're getting ready to leave. This boyfriend of hers decides to show up. He shows up there, and apparently, I didn't see none of this. I didn't know who the fuck he was. He walked in, and he saw something he didn't like. He saw she was with me. I heard him saying that her lipstick was all smeared, and he suggesting that she was kissing somebody, or I don't know exactly what he was thinking. But it all ended up outside of this club, okay? And here's where the drinking part came in bad for me, because first of all, I was very drunk, all right? Not to say that I'm not in control and aware of what I'm doing. I know exactly what the fuck I was doing and saying. But had I not been drinking, I never would have got caught with that punch. Never, ever, ever. But let me continue and tell you guys what happened. So he started flipping out, saying all this crazy shit, accusing her and yelling nonsense. And so I care about this friend of mine. I know she cares about this guy. I take it upon myself to try to help fix the situation and try to calm it down and tell him, look, man, you're way off on this. You're fucking up. This is not at all what the fuck you're thinking. Let me tell you what's really happening, the truth. She and I are friends. I don't know why the fuck she didn't say that I was going to be here, but it's not like you think. So I'm trying to calm the situation down, right? This guy doesn't want to talk to me. He's like, man, I don't want to hear it. Fuck away from me, this and that. The girl, my friend, is even telling me. She's like, just leave it alone. Don't get involved with him. Leave him alone. But still, I'm thinking partly because I don't want this guy thinking that I'm a piece of shit and that I'm involved with any kind of lying or backstabbing or cheating, because I never am. So partly for that reason, and partly because I care about her and want her to be happy, I try to fix this shit with this guy. So he and I started getting into some words and started basically yelling a little bit. And, you know, there was some people outside now watching this. So one of the things I said to him was, look, I just want to talk to you man to man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want us to fucking scream at each other. You want to fight? We can fight. But if not, let's just fucking talk this out. And let me tell you what the fuck really happened. Because whatever you're thinking is wrong. Right? When I said that, nothing happened. Right? Keep in mind, at no point in this whole thing am I ever thinking that there's any possibility of a fight happening. Never. Because she's my dear friend who I care about, and he's with her. Even if I don't like this guy, I would never put hands on him. I would never do anything like that. Plus, it wasn't that serious. I had not done anything wrong. She had not done anything wrong with me, aside from not telling him for whatever reason that I was there. Fine, that's not the end of the world right there. So, I didn't have any reason to believe things were going to go this way. But, because I was so drunk, right? Whereas if I was sober, I probably would have just realized, you know what? Fuck it, man. Leave it alone. Walk away and let them handle their shit themselves. But instead, I was convinced that I could help fix this shit for her and talk to this guy and convince him. So even though she told me, she's like, just leave him alone, leave it be, I kept trying to talk to him. Now here's the fucked up part, right? Keep in mind, I already said if you wanted to fight, we could fight. And he didn't say shit. So I'm thinking, all right, we're not fighting. It's cool. We're just going to talk. So I turned away for 1 second to look back at the girls because it was basically like he and I off away from everybody else. And when I turned away, he sucker punched me. Boom. I didn't even see it coming. I didn't even see the fucking punch coming. And he connected square in my fucking chin. You could see a little bruise still there. Right? That should have been a fucking knockout hit for him. I'm drunk as fuck. I didn't even see it coming. He blindsided me and he hit me right in the fucking knockout spot. And nothing happened. It just got me fucking furious. I ate that punch and I just went immediately, put my hands up and went towards him. My friend jumped right on top of me, in front of me, and was grabbing me and was not letting me go. Now, I am so thankful that she was there. So thankful. Because when I'm in those rages like that, I haven't been like that in a long time. There is nobody that's gonna fucking stop me. I've been there before where 4 or 5 guys were trying to grab me and they couldn't fucking stop me. But she could, because she's a female and because of how I feel about her. I would never harm her. I would never let her get hurt unintentionally in any way. And I also want to say that those bouncers that were there outside watching this showed me a lot of respect. First, by not calling the cops. And second, by not interfering. They stayed exactly where the fuck they were. And they didn't interfere or get involved. Okay? So, it all happened quick. He hit me and immediately I went and boom. She got right in the way and stopped it. The other girl jumped in front of him. And the whole shit got broken up. I flipped the fuck out. I was furious. Because I can't believe this motherfucker just did this. First of all, that's some fucking bitch move to make right there. I don't give a fuck about getting hit. I don't give a fuck about fighting and losing a fight. But you don't sucker punch somebody. And you definitely don't sucker punch somebody who's trying to fucking help you. He has no idea how lucky he is that it was me that was with his girl. Because anybody else would have taken advantage of this situation. I never ever would. Ever since I knew this guy was in the picture, even though I was friends with her for a long time before, I showed respect of her relationship and would never, ever cross any lines with her. Ever. That's part of the reason why I was so upset. Because what the fuck the situation was here. I'm in the right, I'm thinking. I didn't do nothing wrong. And here I am getting fucking hit in the face. I don't like that shit. So, I went into a fucking rage. I flipped the fuck out and I started screaming, I'm gonna fucking kill you, motherfucker. All kinds of crazy shit. And I heard that the cops were coming. One of the bouncers came up and said, somebody called the cops, they're on their way. Get out. Boom. So I took off from there. We got out of there. The next day, that night, I didn't even sleep. I was in such a fucking rage. I didn't even sleep. Okay, I couldn't get over this shit. So a couple things to point out here. First, thank God, my friend stopped me, that this fight didn't happen, because I would have ended up in jail, 100%. Who knows facing what kind of charges, okay? And the reason I say that is because not only my criminal history, but even though this guy was like 4 or 5 inches taller than me, I know I would have fucking destroyed this man if they let us fight. I know, especially because he caught a clean shot blind on me and nothing happened. Didn't even fucking move me, and I'm drunk out of my mind. If I did that to him, sober, him 100% sober, he'd have fucking gone to sleep. There's no way he's keeping his consciousness. He's fucking done. So the fact that he couldn't even fucking phase me with his best clean shot like that, I already knew what was going to happen. I already know what's up. Imagine what the fuck's going to happen when we fight for real. When I'm looking at you, when I'm ready. I'm going to fucking hurt this guy. So I'm very grateful that it didn't happen. But the problem that started for me was I don't take disrespect. I don't forgive shit like this. I don't let shit go. I'm not going to take fucking insult no matter what. I don't give a fuck who it is. I never have in my fucking life. And this kind of shit hasn't happened to me in so long. This is kid shit. Street fighting in the middle of the night. This is all bullshit for me. So even though I wasn't looking for this drama, I didn't want no part of this shit, here I am right in the fucking middle of it. And now what do? Because the one part of me is saying, I'm going to get this motherfucker. And I'm even telling her, he's dead. He's fucking finished. I'm going to fucking get him. I can't even say the stuff that I was saying to her. I can't even fucking repeat the things that were going through my mind of what I was going to do to this man. And it's all about the disrespect. That's what it's about. This guy punched me straight up when I was looking, no problem. Even if he beat me up and left me on the ground, no problem. I would never think revenge. But to sucker punch me, fuck that. You're going to fucking pay for that shit. And all I kept thinking was, I'm going to bleed this motherfucker so bad. This motherfucker has no idea what he just did. He has no idea how he just fucked with the wrong person. And how this is going to change his whole life from now on. And I realized right there in that moment, I got a big fucking problem now. Because this is the first time in my life I'm in this predicament where I actually have a lot to lose. I actually have a lot that I love. I have my wife and my kids that I love more than anything, my family. And I'm not willing to lose my family over some bullshit punk motherfucker or anybody. I'm not doing it. So what do? The old person, the old me, had this guy done this to the old me, I can't even say again because this is all public, but he'd be finished. He'd be fucking finished. What would happen to him would be worse than any fucking nightmare he could ever imagine or conceive of. What would actually have happened to him just over this fucking disrespect and him fucking daring to put his hands on me. But my situation is different now. And I wanted to share this with you guys. It's so important that I share this with you because I was thinking all the time while I'm going nuts in my head, getting pulled in 2 directions about all of you who I have been preaching to for years now. How many of you look up to me and listen to me and take advice from me and send me emails every day asking my thoughts on problems, asking my advice? There's a big difference between preaching and actually teaching. Preaching is done with words. It's just fucking words and noise. But teaching is done by example. And I realize that. Here's my chance right now to actually teach by example. Fuck the words. This is it. What am I going to do? It's easy for me to give advice to all of you about what not to do. Don't fuck up. Don't end up in jail, in prison. Don't be like me. Don't do crazy shit you regret. Think about your family. Think about where you're going to lose. But when it came to me, it's fucking difficult to do that. Because I have this fucking evil inside of me. This old demon inside of me. that doesn't believe in that bullshit. I came up in a way that any fucking disrespect, even words, even fucking words, are enough to get somebody killed. Dead. So you could imagine how difficult this was for me. But the more I thought about it, for the first day and a half, 2 days, I was flipping the fuck out still. She's trying to convince me, please, begging my forgiveness, saying it's all her fault for not telling him. My wife is trying to calm me down and tell me. And for those first 2 days, I didn't want to hear shit. In my mind, I'm getting him. That's it. That's how I'm starting off this new year, by fucking getting this motherfucker. And I can't even continue the thought with you. Imagine what the fuck was going through my head. But I also remembered something that my wife told me years ago, after I came out of prison. And I had some bullshit drama happen to me. And I was going through it. Similar to this. Not as bad. This is much more disrespectful. And she told me, she said, listen, I'll support you and love you no matter what. No matter what direction you choose in life for yourself. But you have to realize that you can only be one thing in life. You can be a husband, a family man, a businessman, or you can be a fucking gangster. And that's it. So choose carefully. But once you choose to be that gangster again, the other stuff is over. It's out the window. And I've never forgot that. I remembered that to this day. And I thought about that. I thought about you guys. What would happen if you guys, hear or see in the news some crazy shit that I did? Killed a motherfucker. Tortured a motherfucker. Cut him to pieces. For what? Because he punched me? Because of a misunderstanding? But that's what was going through my mind and my heart at that time. Another part of the reason I wanted to tell this to you guys is because, going back to what I said earlier, a lot of you look up to me. A lot of you look to me as an older brother. A lot of you even look to me as a father figure. You've told me this many times before. I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the right advice in life. And I don't want to let you guys down. I don't want to be that fucking person who just throws it all away. And in one decision, just like that, everything I've ever said or done to try to help others goes out the window. And I lose all credibility and respect. And in the end, what would it be over? My pride and my ego. Two most fucking dangerous things that a man can deal with. And I'm not losing it over that. So the answer is, to the beginning, to the title of the video, what I'm going to do about it, I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm going to take this as a learning lesson and be thankful and grateful for this opportunity to realize and learn finally, for the first time in my life ever, I can say with confidence that that old me is no longer. That person I used to be is dead. Completely. Completely. Because I don't give a fuck about anything in life more than I care about my family. I'm not going to lose them. And everything I worked so hard for nothing. For some bullshit. For some stupid drama. So there are multiple lessons to be learned in this. From her perspective, my friend, the obvious lesson is, don't fucking lie. I've talked about this many times before, about fucking lying, even little things. This is a perfect example of how it could turn into something big. By her not telling him that I was there, made me look like the fucking bad guy. So I can only imagine what he's thinking of me when he rolls up to a spot expecting to see his girlfriend with another girl, and instead he sees me and the two of them there. I can only imagine what he thought. The lesson to learn from him, from his perspective, is don't ever, ever pull no bitch move like that. Sucker punch somebody. Never. Because you never know who the fuck you're messing with. First of all, I would have destroyed him if we fought. Second of all, you never know that this person you just have no idea who they are is now plotting on your fucking murder. You never fucking know. So that's his lesson. Don't ever fuck with nobody and don't ever violate respect and honor. You want to fight, fight like a fucking man. And from my perspective, there are multiple lessons. First, stay the fuck away from places that I'm not accustomed to and that I don't normally go to. I've told this same female friend many times that I don't like going to other places for this reason. People want to start fights with me, shit happens, so I learned that lesson, number one. Number two, never fucking turn my back on somebody again, ever. Even though there was no reason in the world for me to think that this guy was going to swing on me. Ever. The thought hadn't even crossed my mind, or I never would have turned my back on him. And third, don't ever let myself have fun like that and get that drunk. Because if I was sober, even if I wasn't looking, my reflexes are on point. He never would have fucking connected with me. And I'm actually glad that I wasn't sober. I'm glad that things happened the way they were. Thank God. Nobody got hurt. Nobody ended up in jail. Because if I was sober, I'm afraid of what would have happened there. So overall, as much of a fucked up thing this was for me, as difficult as it was for me to deal with mentally and emotionally, I gotta just let it go. I gotta let it go. I gotta walk away from it. And I gotta learn my lesson. The most important lesson of all for me is that I'm no longer that same man that I was before. And I'm not about to throw my fucking life away over any dumb shit. And I care more about continuing to do good for all of you, for myself, for my family, than my pride. Fuck the pride. It means nothing. I have nothing to prove to anybody. To no one. So I hope that this was something you guys can learn something from. There are valuable lessons in this story. All right? And I hope you understand why I did what I did. For those of you that may not understand and think, oh man, that's fucked up, taking an L, you should have did something. You don't know what the fuck you're saying. You have no fucking idea what the fuck you're saying. Learn from me. Have enough fucking humility to realize when your thinking is wrong. This is the first time in my life I realized that. What the fuck are you about to do? What the fuck are you about to do? You're about to lose everything. And I always thank God first. Thank God for getting me out of that situation. Because it could have went so bad in so many different ways. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.